Your neighbor just financed a brand new luxury SUV for $58,000. And he is going to spend the next 6 years paying for it while the interior smells the same as your car did on day one. Because the vehicle sitting in his driveway right now, badge and all, has a twin sitting on a used lot 3 miles away for a third of the price. Same nameplate, same drivetrain family, same leather. The only difference is a few years of depreciation that already happened to somebody else's wallet. I have spent over 2 decades under the hoods of these things, and I can tell you exactly which luxury SUVs are being given away right now because buyers assume a lower price tag means a lesser vehicle. It does not. Let's count them down. Number 5. The Buick Enclave. From 2008 to 2013, everybody remembers Buick as the brand their grandparents drove, and that reputation is exactly why the Enclave is one of the most underpriced luxury SUVs in America right now. When General Motors built the first generation Enclave, they were not building a Buick in the old sense of the word. They were building it on the same Lambda platform and with the same 3.6-liter LY7. And later, LFX V6 engine family found under the hood of the Cadillac CTS and the Cadillac XTS. This is a direct overhead cam, variable valve timing V6, producing between 275 and 288 horsepower, depending on the model year. And it is chain-driven, so there is no timing belt service lurking at 90,000 miles. Consumer Reports has rated the Enclave's reliability as average to above average across most of this generation. And Repair Pal lists annual repair costs around $573, right in line with the midsize SUV segment, despite carrying a genuinely upscale interior with quilted leather, real wood trim, and a quiet cabin that rivals SUVs, costing twice as much when new. A 2010 Enclave CXL with 100,000 to 130,000 miles is going for $8,000 to $10,000 right now. The same year Cadillac SRX with comparable equipment and the same engine family runs $12,000 to $15,000 purely because of the badge on the grille. When you shop for one, check the timing chain tensioners on early 2008 and 2009 models, which had a documented rattle on cold start that was mostly resolved by 2010. Inspect the power liftgate motor, a known wear item that costs about $300 to replace. And test the all-wheel drive system by turning full lock at low speed in a parking lot, listening for any binding. If you want 3 rows, captain's chairs, and a cabin that feels like a much more expensive vehicle, the Enclave is the one nobody is bidding on. Stick with 2011 and newer if you can, since those years benefit from a mid-cycle refresh that improved transmission calibration and ironed out some of the electrical quirks that showed up in the very first model year. Number 4. The Lincoln MKX from 2011 to 2015. Ford essentially handed Lincoln a Ford Edge, dressed it in a chrome waterfall grille, and stuffed it with more sound deadening and nicer materials, and buyers have been ignoring the result ever since. Under the hood is Ford's 3.7-liter Duratec V6, the same engine family used in the Mustang and the Ford Explorer, producing 305 horsepower and paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission that Ford refined across millions of units. It runs on a timing chain, not a belt, and the engine is naturally aspirated with none of the turbocharged EcoBoost complexity you find in newer Lincolns. Repair Pal gives the MKX a reliability rating of 4 out of 5, and annual maintenance costs average close to $600, which is competitive with mainstream midsize SUVs, not luxury ones. A 2013 MKX with 90,000 miles is available right now for $9,000 to $11,000. The Lincoln badge alone knocks thousands off the price compared to a German competitor with the same mileage, even though the MKX offers a panoramic glass roof, adaptive cruise control on higher trims, and a THX certified audio system that most shoppers never expect at this price point. When inspecting one, check the power liftgate and door handle sensors, which can develop electrical gremlins that are annoying but inexpensive to fix. Look at the transmission fluid condition, since this 6-speed holds up well when serviced but suffers if neglected past 100,000 miles. And check the front struts for clunking, a common wear item on this platform due to the vehicle's weight. If you want something that looks and rides like a $45,000 vehicle for a third of that price, the MKX is hiding in plain sight. And because Ford dealers still service these regularly, parts availability and labor costs stay reasonable well past the 150,000 mile mark, which is not something you can always count on with a European badge. Number 3. The Cadillac SRX from 2010 to 2016. This is the vehicle that actually saved Cadillac's SUV lineup, and it is currently one of the most overlooked used luxury crossovers on the market. The second-generation SRX dropped the previous model's V8 and turbo options in favor of a single, well-sorted 3.6-liter V6 shared with the Cadillac CTS sedan, producing 308 horsepower and mated to a 6-speed automatic. This is the same LFX engine family found in the Buick Enclave I just covered, refined further with direct injection for better efficiency and throttle response. RepairPal rates the SRX's reliability at 4 out of 5, with annual repair costs averaging around $649 and the probability of a major repair sitting at a modest 10%. A 2013 SRX luxury collection with 80,000 to 100,000 miles is selling for $10,000 to $13,000 right now, while the same year Cadillac was stickered at $42,000 to $48,000 when new depending on options. That is over $30,000 in depreciation on a vehicle with real magnetic ride control suspension, heated and ventilated seats, and a Bose surround sound system. When shopping, check the direct injection intake valves for carbon buildup, which can develop on any direct injection. V6 over 80,000 miles and is worth a walnut blasting service around $300 to $400 if you notice a rough idle. Inspect the magnetic ride control shocks if equipped, since they are expensive to replace, but rarely fail before 150,000 miles. And check the CUE infotainment touchscreen for lag or unresponsiveness. An early software issue Cadillac largely fixed with updates. If your neighbor is driving a new Escalade to impress people, the SRX will impress them for a lot less money and a lot less debt. It rides quieter than most people expect from an American nameplate, and the interior fit and finish genuinely holds up against the German competition it was built to compete with. Number 2. The Infiniti QX60, also badged as the JX35, from 2013 to 2015. This is Nissan's 3-row family hauler wearing an Infiniti badge, and the gap between what people assume it costs and what it actually costs is enormous. Under the hood sits the VQ35DE, the same 3.5-liter V6 family that has appeared on Ward's 10 best engines list more times than almost any other engine in automotive history. It produces 265 horsepower, is naturally aspirated, uses a timing chain, and has been proven across decades of Nissan and Infiniti products including the 350Z and the Nissan Maxima. The QX60 pairs this engine with a continuously variable transmission, and while older Nissan continuously variable transmissions earned a rough reputation, this generation uses an updated unit that Infiniti backed with extended warranty coverage on many used examples still in effect today. Kelley Blue Book shows a 2014 QX60 with 80,000 to 100,000 miles selling for $11,000 to $14,000, compared to an MSRP of $43,000 to $57,000 when new fully loaded. That is a genuine 3-row luxury SUV with leather, a panoramic moonroof, and a surprisingly quiet cabin for less than a quarter of its original sticker price. Consumer Reports has generally rated this generation's reliability as average, with the transmission being the one component worth scrutinizing closely. Before buying, get maintenance records confirming the CVT fluid was changed on schedule, ideally every 30,000 to 40,000 miles. Check for any transmission-related recalls, since Nissan issued extended warranty coverage on several 2013 to 2015 model year CVT transmissions specifically because of early complaints. And listen for any shuddering or hesitation on a test drive, particularly from a stop. If the fluid history checks out, you are getting one of the most feature-rich 3-row SUVs on the used market for the price of a base model compact crossover. Families cross-shopping this against a same year. Toyota Highlander are often surprised to find the Infiniti costs about the same while offering noticeably more standard equipment. Number 1. The Lexus GX460 from 2010 to 2019. I'm spending the most time on this one because dollar for dollar, it is the best value in the entire used luxury SUV market, and almost nobody cross-shops it against anything else on this list. The GX460 replaced the earlier GX470 with a genuine generational leap, and underneath its leather-clad cabin sits the 1UR-FE, a 4.6-liter V8 shared directly with the Toyota Land Cruiser 200 series, the Toyota Tundra, and the Toyota Sequoia. This is not a badge-engineered engine borrowed for cost savings. This is Toyota's flagship full-size V8. Producing 301 horsepower, naturally aspirated, chain-driven, with no forced induction to fail, and no direct injection, carbon buildup to manage. The GX460 is body-on-frame construction with a torque-sensing limited slip-center differential and a crawl control system borrowed straight from the Land Cruiser, meaning this vehicle is a genuine off-road platform wearing a luxury interior, not a soft crossover pretending to be tough. RepairPal gives the GX460 a reliability rating of 4.5 out of 5, ranking it among the top vehicles in its entire class, with annual maintenance costs averaging around $551, well below the luxury midsize SUV average. A 2013 GX460 with 90,000 to 110,000 miles is selling right now for $16,000 to $19,000, when new that same vehicle carried an MSRP between $52,000 and $61,000 depending on trim and options. That is a spread of well over $35,000 for a vehicle that Toyota engineers deliberately overbuilt using components proven across their most durable trucks. Owners on forums routinely report crossing 250,000 miles with nothing beyond scheduled maintenance. And it is not unusual to find well-cared-for examples still running strong past 300,000. When shopping, check the AIR suspension, if the vehicle has it, since the rear air springs can fail around 150,000 miles and cost $600 to $900 per side to replace, though many owners convert to standard coil springs for less than that as a permanent fix. Inspect the lower ball joints, a known wear item on this platform, worth roughly $500 to address on both sides. Check that the timing chain has never rattled on cold start, since a rattle can indicate a stretched chain that needs early attention, though this is uncommon before very high mileage. And confirm the third row seats fold and latch properly, since they see less use than the front rows, but can develop stiff mechanisms if neglected. If you want the closest thing to a genuine Land Cruiser for the price of a mainstream 3-row crossover, this is it. Toyota's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty on later production dates means some low-mileage examples from 2015 or newer may still carry factory coverage, which is a detail most used buyers never think to ask about. So there you have it. 5 luxury SUVs sitting on lots right now while your neighbor writes a much bigger check for essentially the same engineering under a shinier badge. The Buick Enclave running the same V6 family as a Cadillac. The Lincoln MKX wearing a Mustang engine and a 5-figure discount. The Cadillac SRX offering true Cadillac performance for a fraction of the original sticker. The Infiniti QX60 delivering 3 rows of near-luxury comfort for less than a base model compact SUV. And the Lexus GX460, the closest thing to Land Cruiser ownership without the Land Cruiser price tag. None of these require you to compromise on comfort, features, or reliability. They just require you to ignore what everyone else assumes about the price of looking rich. and to actually check what is underneath the hood instead of what is stamped on the grille. If this kind of straight talk helps you shop smarter, hit subscribe. I have more videos coming on the vehicles dealerships hope you never learn about, like if it helped. I will see you in the next one.